The Orville is like when you go to the store and scooter yourself down to the pizza aisle. You eventually stop to see one of those expensive frozen pizzas, the ones that imitate the real deal but clearly aren't, yet somehow, someway they still salute the real deal pizza. Well, what am I trying to say here? I really like pizza. The Orville aired on Fox on September 10th of 2017. The ongoing sci-fi comedy series just completed its second season with its future left undecided. The series was created and stars one of Fox's most popular faces, Seth McFarlane.
Yes, Brian, would you like some Cool Whip?
Why are you saying it like that?
What am I saying? I'm saying Cool Whip.
Oh, you're saying Cool Whip.
Yes, I'm saying Cool Whip.
You're putting a lot of emphasis on the H.
No, Cool Whip. I'm saying Cool Whip.
Say cool.
Cool.
Say whip.
Whip.
McFarlane is better known for his creation of Family Guy, American Dad, and The Cleveland Show. The Orville is his first venture into live-action television, citing Twilight Zone and Star Trek as his inspirations.
Let's see what's out there. Engage.
The series takes place in the future, following McFarlane's character Ed Mercer. Mercer is a downturn after his wife, Kelly Grayson, played by Adrian Palicki, had an affair and divorced him. Through the guilt, Grayson makes a plea for Mercer to have his own Union ship.
I have good news. There's a ship available, the USS Orville.
Mercer is given command of his own ship, the Orville. Unbeknownst to him, his ex-wife assigned as his first officer. Together, they embark on various diplomatic and exploratory missions. Despite McFarlane's ongoing success at Fox, the Orville has been on the verge of cancellation due to low viewership numbers and mediocre reviews. Unfortunately, the show took quite the beating on the episode's first release, with most critics not really digging McFarlane's attempt to make a funny Star Trek. I, too, fell victim to this, turning off the pilot within a few minutes. General jokes, fart jokes, awkward humor. It felt as if McFarlane said, "Hey guys, let's do Star Trek with penis jokes." Upon almost immediate revisitation, exploring the 3 to 4 episode clause I give myself, I found something much more. It won't take long, going a few episodes into the Orville, before you see where McFarlane's show was inspired. The Orville is that high-end priced frozen pizza, imitating the freshly made cuisine pizza that is The Next Generation. While clearly an imitation, it is done with the full intent of representing the best characteristics and heart of its original version. While McFarlane class up is known for humor, his comedy in The Orville more or less falls into situation awareness humor.
Give me the device, or I will destroy your ship.
Sorry, can you move like 2 steps to your right? It's just a lot of dead space there. Just perfect. Yeah, sorry, you were just very weirdly framed.
However, where the real genius shines is the exploration of themes, ethics, and subject material shows rarely travel to. We now live in a time in media where we can fall in love with characters that operate in gray areas, but rarely do we see subject material that requires questioning, observation, and even thought that we sometimes don't have the answers for. The Next Generation often did this, using characters, made-up societies to explore our own society, or sometimes what we could have been. I always look at the 9th episode in Season 2 of The Next Generation, titled The Measure of a Man. In it, Lieutenant Data, an android, has his life threatened by a scientist who wishes to dismantle him in order to reproduce replicas.
Commander, you have devoted your life to the study of cybernetics in general.
Yes.
And Commander Data in particular.
Yes.
And now you propose to dismantle him.
So that I can learn from it and construct more.
Captain Picard, with a brilliant performance, breaks down exactly what it means to be human. The dialogue and performance allows us to not only question what he is saying, but our place in the universe.
Now tell me, Commander, what is Data?
I don't understand.
What is he?
A machine.
Is he? Are you sure?
Yes.
You see, he's met 2 of your 3 criteria for sentience, so what if he meets the 3rd? Consciousness in even the smallest degree. What is he then? I don't know.
Unfairly, that episode of The Next Generation might not only be the best Star Trek episode ever, but one of the best written television shows ever. While the Orville never climbs to that height, McFarlane still manages to interweave storylines that require discussion. One episode in particular deals brilliantly with porn addiction.
If you're watching this and you're struggling with pornography, I want you to know that I have prayed for you. I have prayed for you.
The episode follows Bortus, lieutenant on the Orville, who succumbs to the addiction. However, instead of victimizing those around him and torturing his character, we learn about exactly why he sought out that escape. Furthermore, the consequences that accompany it, without beating the crap out of a dead horse, are presented organically. The taboo subject reinforces character development while harkening back to past episodes. It builds an unexpected arc where you not only feel for the characters Bortus hurt, but for Bortus himself. This episode, of course, opens up room for McFarlane and his gang to make the right amount of humor to keep the episode from going too dramatic.
I wish to bring you erotic pleasure.
Oh my God, you gotta be kidding me.
Let us experience the sexual event.
I swear to God, I'm never looking at porn again.
Hi, I'm Dan.
The Orville doesn't shy away from matters of war, unwanted persecution, male versus female rights, transgenderism, addiction, love, marriage structure, use of technology. Frankly, the list goes on.
Wait a minute. Hey, bud.
Yes, sir. How can I help you?
Yeah, I don't know if I really want to watch a show about, gays.
Well, while that opinion is entirely 30 years too late, you're absolutely entitled to your opinion. The show doesn't beat a dead horse on subject material and oftentimes examines multiple perspectives.
Why is this debate still going on? This is about basic rights. The council needs to grant their request.
Look, Ed, I don't like it any more than you do, but the Mocklans are free to defend their position.
And we must be mindful of our own prejudices as well. We cannot judge other cultures purely by human standards.
I agree. And I am the first person to question the balance between cultural tolerance and ethical negligence. But Admiral, this is over the limit.
Let's stick to the issue. In the Mocklans' view, the children living on that colony are victims, and from their cultural standpoint, it's true. They had no say in their parents' decision to leave Moklas.
Look, why don't we just call this like it is? The Union turns a blind eye to Moclan custom because we need their weapons.
Since it is clearly saluting its imitating source material, the plot always allows you some room for interpreting what you want, while questioning your own stance on it.
Okay.
The Orville, like any good sci-fi franchise, is a duck on a pond anyways. You can always take what you see at face value, or allow yourself deep in and absorb what's really going on. As a sci-fi series, The Orville has fantastic action sequences.
Captain, 5K line just broke through the line. They're heading for Earth. Pursuit course.
When you make the journey to the second season, you're in for a space battle treat that rivals some of the best space action sequences in years. Technically, thanks to great use of models, action sequences always have a good amount of weight to them. Technically speaking, the show itself isn't the most aesthetically pleasing to look at, but it's easy to identify that this is intentional in design. Everything is shot flat, every scene is overly lit and looks clearly like a set. If again you remember the source material it represents, then it is easy to see that McFarlane is doing this with a bow or a salute to the hundreds of episodes of Star Trek that preceded The Orville. With no disrespect to McFarlane, the Family Guy legacy of humor is easy to grow out of.
You've returned to bring us the good word!
What word?
A bird. But bird's a word. A bird. But bird's a...
While it isn't for everyone, you can't doubt the genius the man often presents in his ability to question society's operating standards.
Lokar expressed a desire to see me. Romantically.
What?
That is preposterous. You are a female.
Why would he wish to mate with you?
He was attracted to women.
Captain, I will not sit here and listen to these lies.
It's the truth. Did you reciprocate?
What did you do to him?
What do you mean, do to him?
Captain Retchik.
He would not have engaged in such deviant behavior on his own.
The only thing I did was accept him for who he was.
Another lie.
Captain, if you'll take your seat...
If you people weren't such a bunch of closed-minded, bigoted pieces of...
Clearly, he has a solid foot in Hollywood. Hell, the man is able to feature even big names in his Fox TV show. That being said, there is no doubt in my mind that the show is completely underrated in today's oversaturated media market. While there's also no question in my mind that there are better shows out there, the Orville manages to do something that so many shows, even great shows, manage to do: operate with a heart, perhaps the same heart we've seen before.
We're out here to explore, to make contact with other life forms, to establish peaceful relations, but not to interfere. And absolutely not to destroy.